Hello everyone. I was just getting ready to make sure I don't get any disruptions before I start this video. It is January 10th and it is Friday. So I'm in the United States, as any of you who have been popping into my videos. And please, if you like the videos, please subscribe, share them, comment, like. It really helps. It helps me feel that you're there and you're with me, and also that what I'm saying makes some type of sense. And if you don't agree with me, then that's just as fine as well too, because I'd love to know your side or what you're thinking, and we can kind of have a discussion in the comments. I do read them, and I really want to make sure that I'm making videos that make some type of sense but are still fun. So, okay. So all my content is found on the public domain. As you see, you're going to be perusing my browser with me on these topics of Harry and Meghan. Now, like I said, I'm in the United States. So I'm not sure if everybody's browser shows the same thing. Probably not, because it's based on algorithms and location and geography count to a certain extent as well. So if you're interested, it'd be good to stick with me. Okay, so the Associated Press is putting this article out. It is on marketwatch.com. And it states, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle step back from royal family and become financially independent. Now, we all know that because we've been hearing that in the past day or so. Scroll down. Britain's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle say they want to work to become financially independent. Britain's Prince Harry and his wife Meghan said they are planning to step back as senior members of the royal family, a stunning revelation that underscores the wish of the couple to forge a new path for royals in the modern world. It's like always when I read these things, I get a little pinch, like, why? Why do we need to forge a new anything? And what's so difficult about the monarchy becoming forward thinking if everybody is aging and passing away and the new ones are coming up and they are in the modern world? So it would be naturally a progression. So I really don't know what this whole, pat on the back that they're doing really about being modern. I just don't get it. If anything, they're being forceful and disrespectful to the monarchy. But that's my opinion. And by the way, this video is about my opinions, and it's about having fun, reporting on what we're seeing, and interjecting with some opinions, some heavy opinions. Okay, but always respectful. So a statement issued by Buckingham Palace, said Wednesday, the royal couple intend to become financially independent, shunning public support to underpin their work on charities. It is said that they intend to balance their time between the UK and North America, where Meghan grew up. Big deal. So it goes on to just to reiterate what they say on their Sussex Royale Instagram account, which is, at 10.4 million. We're all just sheeple, aren't we? We see something like this and we get on the bandwagon, including myself, and we all have something to say, and some of that is like pro for them, and some of it is not. My opinion is my own, and sometimes it may favor something that they do. I just have to be authentic with that, and I intend to be. And then other times I just cringe. I'm just cringing right now because I just don't feel the modern aspect of it. I feel like they're being disrespectful. First and foremost, Harry, I feel, is being super disrespectful to his grandmother and her legacy. I feel like he's made a bold and abrupt move, and I think things like what he would like to do in his heart of hearts is something that he would have to do in bits and pieces, and very small bits and pieces. What they are doing to me seems a cutthroat way to do things. It's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. I'm still a member of the United States and I have an opinion, and I just want to share it. So they just go on about their their whole Sussex Royale, and I don't want to reiterate it because you can read that yourself. Harry, 35, is the grandson of Queen Elizabeth and the sixth in line to the British throne. And we know about Meghan. She used to be a B actress on a B channel, and I guess now the channel may have moved up since she's become Duchess. They might feel like no flies on them, but at the same time, really, what we're seeing is history unfold, and it's ugly. I don't really feel that I think it can be done a different way. So I don't want to go into that article because then he talks about like seeing his mother. It's just more reiteration from what he said before. However, I'm wondering if I can read something to you that's not on my browser because it's on my desktop and I am in front of my desktop. And for some reason, let me see if I can get this. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's this one. Tuesday. This was Wednesday. So we need to find Wednesday. So they have quite a bit of articles. So I think it might be, there you go. Let's see. I wanted to get the one that's in front of me. So I think it's this one. Okay. So let's see if I can pull the right one up. Meghan Markle found out. I don't think this is it though. Okay, yeah. Meghan Markle found out she would be a civil servant in a tiara. How Meghan and Harry moving to America will make them rich beyond their wildest dreams. And that's kind of speaks for itself, this title. So again, this is marketwatch.com. The royal couple will likely follow the Obama's lucrative post-White House career model with philanthropy, book deals, and Netflix. This is the right article that I wanted to share with you. It's been said that behind every great man is a great woman. In Prince Harry's case, it's 3 wealthy and media-savvy women. Prince Harry owes his fortune and media savvy to 3 famous women. Well, she's famous now, the third one. His mother, the late Princess Diana, who became a global superstar. His grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, who helped bring the monarchy into the 20th and 21st centuries, and his wife, Meghan Markle, an American-born, self-made former actress who had a lifestyle brand before her life-changing meeting that she worked up. The couple announced Wednesday that they will step back from royal life, working to become financially independent and split their time between the UK and North America, free from ribbon-cutting duties of royal life. They're on the brink of becoming a new kind of global media power couple. The Instagram account, Facebook is, I guess that's the stock market of Facebook, I'm not sure, their Facebook account, which is Instagram, already has 10.2 million followers. Netflix, this is where it gets interesting, would give the Sussexes a platform of 158 million paid subscribers and be a coup for the streaming service. I want to stop right there, and the first thing that comes to my mind and my heart is this is about money and wealth. Prince Harry is friends with former U.S. President Barack Obama and will likely consider adopting the Obama's post-White House career model. Some observers say Obama and his wife Michelle reportedly signed an 8-figure deal with Netflix. Again, the Netflix stocks are showing on screen, I'm assuming, to produce a slate of highbrow historical, biogeographical, and social justice programming with their company, Higher Ground Productions. So maybe this comes in where Meghan herself was talking about the trademarks and how they filed all these trademarks, and it includes media, magazines, newspapers, books, etc., etc., etc. Netflix would give the Sussexes a platform of 158 million paid subscribers and certainly be a coup for the streaming service, which won critical praise for its series, The Crown. chronicling the life of Queen Elizabeth. So that is the most interesting bit of paragraphing that I can read to you, that you can read, is that, let's go back for one moment. Netflix would give the Sussexes a platform of 150 million paid subscribers. That's us, folks, dishing out our funds to make the Sussexes more wealthy, and, of course, Netflix by default, even though some of us don't truly, we're not in line with what's happening. And some of us are still on the fence deciding, okay? So they will be getting quite wealthy, probably tenfold, okay? 158 million paid subscribers, and certainly be a coup for the streaming service, which won critical praise for its series, The Crown, chronicling the life of Queen Elizabeth. Netflix was not immediately available for comment. Media mogul Oprah Winfrey is another powerful friend of the couple and attended their May 2018 wedding. So, it's pretty interesting. Let's see. Ashley Pearson, an American-born writer based in London, said their powerful political and media connections will serve them well as they embark on their new life. She sees them taking lessons from their wide circle of bold-faced names. Their kind of lifestyle cost a fortune. However, one of the reasons they broke off from the royals is, in part, because they want to build their own brand. Pearson alleges that Meghan Markle is behind their strategy to strike out on their own. We all know that, right? She would rather be a celebrity than a royal, Pearson said. She had no idea how unglamorous it really is to be a royal, and when she found out she would be a civil servant in a tiara, she was like, no way. The couple unveiled a sleek new website, which is not so different from the tone of the Obama.org. The royal couple have cut their teeth in broadcast media. In 2017, Prince Harry interviewed Barack Obama when he was the guest editor of BBC Radio 4's Today program. And last year, ITV in the UK broadcast Harry and Meghan, An African Journey, which aired in the US on ABC. And there's more stock. Another route. The Obamas reportedly inked a book deal for more than $65 million. One of the reasons they broke off from the royals is in part they want to build their own brand. While the couple will likely gain not a small degree of freedom from the drab ribbon-cutting, handshaking daily duties of royal life in the UK, and better shield themselves from the jaundiced coverage the couple have received at the hands of the British tabloids, their bid for financial independence is somewhat more complicated and will not require them to take up full-time jobs, like they ever had full-time jobs, really. For now, they will keep up their UK base, Frogmore College, their historic Grade 2 listed house in the grounds of Frogmore House in Windsor, which was renovated for 2.4 British pounds, so that's 3 million American dollars, a cost shouldered by the UK taxpayer. Ouch. They will also likely to have paid security detail. They have built a strong royal celebrity personal brand, breaking from the traditional mold of the royal family. So I remember seeing this when Harry interviewed Obama, so I remember that. So I'm not going to read about it because anybody can look that up. And of course, the Obamas have created the Obama Foundation. So it's not much different than the Sussex Royal Foundation or the Royal Sussex Foundation. I don't know what it's even called, but I swear it keeps flip-flopping names. But I'm sure both ways are trademarked. Sussex Royal Foundation or Sussex Royal, and then Sussex Foundation, the Royal Sussex Foundation. I'm sure it has been trademarked. So achieving financial independence is a status that Markle 38, can more legitimately claim to have achieved on her own. She has a reported net worth of 6.5 million. 5 million British pounds. Well, prior to that, I think it was a little bit less than joining the family. From her work on USA Network legal drama Suits, like many former television and film stars, Markle will also likely receive residuals from her 7 seasons on that show. Because now that she's not going to be British royalty, they will usher in reruns or repeats of this show or special viewings or start from the beginning, where she will actually get a piece of that pie as they roll on and try to bring it back, or at least kind of rerun those old episodes. Excuse me. Excuse me. Prince Harry, 35, on the other hand, inherited a sizable fortune after the death of his mother. He inherited approximately 7 million British pounds, 9.2 million, just inherited, from his mother's estate. The BBC estimated his father's side of the family is far richer, worth more than $88 billion. It's unimaginable. According to Forbes, including investments, properties, castles, and land. To be fair, Prince Harry also reportedly earned an annual salary of $45,000 when he served as an officer in the Army Air Corps, which is really interesting because $45,000 is probably no big deal to him. He really wasn't in it for the money. It's just something that he did and he got paid for. It's different when you have an enormous amount of wealth behind you. You're not really concerned about the salary, big or small, if you're doing something that you want to do. He served as an officer in the Army Air Corps and approximately $52,000 a year while working as a helicopter pilot for the for the Army Air Corps, not the U.S., the British. According to the separate estimates by Forbes and Fortune magazines based on publicly available figures for salaries in the UK Army, they have a gilded cushion to fall back on. Prince Harry's father, Prince Charles, first in line to the British throne, earns nearly $23 million from the Duchy of Cornwall, a private estate with more than $1.3 billion in assets. Assets. So I'm going to skip that part because we all know they're rich. And I say rich with a lack of a better word. They're very wealthy, and it's old money. And it goes deep into a lot of their conquers of other countries, nations, ethnicities, and land, and just items and taken in war and colonization. Pearson said Markle struggled to adapt to royal protocol. The Sussexes will no longer be a part of that royal rota. And you can read that. So at this point, we know that Meghan will be able to now merch herself to death. Like, she'll be able just to merch as she pleases. And what's really interesting is there'll be so many that will want her to merch completely. So the wealth that she is going to amass just from that type of thing, just from the celebrity type of thing, will be unfathomable, really, honestly. And Prince Harry and her together already have an unfathomable amount of wealth already. So going forward, even the little baby will have quite a bit. Now, I would imagine that somehow they see themselves as having this child that will be of royalty status, but he kind of will be a private person. But still, being a private person, they'll pay taxes and they'll be able to hide their money like all the rest of the wealthy people do, and pay less taxes, but still they'll be really wealthy. And I imagine if they keep splitting their time between the United States and, say, the UK, they'll be paying taxes on both sides, especially since they are not going to be private citizens anymore. But still, again, all that merching will probably take care of that. And then we have little Archie, who will probably start to be merched with his clothing and what he's wearing. And it's just going to get so, so big, but so very small. So, we don't have to read any further, but if you want to read the article, it is on marketwatch.com slash story slash Prince dash Harry dash and Meghan dash Markle plan to be financially independent, but only one of them can. So you can just probably do marketwatch.com slash forward slash story forward slash Prince Harry, and I'm sure any article that is just recently hit will show up, and you'll be able to look at these articles closer and read them in your own spare time. So my opinion on this is a couple of things. Like I wonder, like, this is exciting. It's upsetting in a way for the royals, because you do see articles already out about Prince William and being incandescently enraged or upset with, and that's Prince Charles as well, with what has happened. You also know the Queen is probably heartbroken, and for that's her grandson, and she probably cannot utterly believe how the family has been completely bamboozled. And so I wonder, as just a regular woman here out in the United States, I'm wondering about all those conspiracy theories that claim that the Queen is not human, that she has unknown and deep power. And I'm wondering how, if that's been true all these years, probably all her life she's gone on with that persona, where people have said, Vladimir Putin has said that she wasn't human. There's been people in her own country that do videos on YouTube that have said she's not human. There's David Icke, whatever. He's English. I don't know. I think he's English. But he has said that he's done numerous videos about the conspiracy theories of this family, that they have hidden powers, that they're extraordinary, and it starts very much with the Queen and Prince Philip. So if they're so extraordinary, if there's so much conspiracy theory around them, that she's not human, she's above being human, she's even more than human, then how is there no fear between Meghan and what she's happening to start doing? How is there no fear? That's amazing. But it makes me believe that those conspiracy theories are bogus, that the Queen is just another older English woman who happened to be lucky enough to be born into an old bloodline, and she was smart enough and savvy enough to bring that bloodline and that wealth into the 20th and 21st centuries. So that's one thing I'm thinking. Like, I'm blown away by that. The curious side of me says, wow, she has so much power herself. She looks like a little old lady, and she may be in age, but there's been so much talk over the many, older than I am, of how powerful and unhuman she has the capacity to be. In other words, she's alien-like. She has supernatural powers. And some of us are probably laughing at this, but I've seen those and heard those videos. So the curious me is like, wow, Meghan must have balls. And she must be just either ignorant to all the conspiracy theories and power behind the Queen and her old money and her very, very old bloodline, and what that means to Meghan, because she no doubt created a fierce enemy. And I feel somewhere inside me that at this point, Meghan is battening down the hatches and getting ready for the fallout. Now, moving on to what I think about Prince Harry, I think, wow, again, Prince Harry, he would know of all people, of all the secrets, of all the depth, of all the comments of his royal bloodline. Like, if I know that there's comments and conspiracy theories about the royals being more than just human, they're actually, well, I don't want to get into it, but they are actually abnormal in their power and in their physicality, and that they have the capacity to do things more than just the average human. So if he knows that, if I know that, I'm thinking, does he know? And if he knows, what the hell? How did he get to the point where he's following this one? And then my third thought is that there is some type of raging, quiet war that has erupted in the royal family. And maybe it's silently been brewing. I'm sure it has. And Meghan has some tricks up her sleeves. Again, it reminds me of the blindgossip.com website, which had this story, rotated around Meghan being into the family and having a diary. And everybody in the family was up in arms that she had this diary with many secrets that her husband, her new husband, had told her, and she documented them. Somebody got wind that this person, supposedly Meghan, had been writing a diary or a journal, and they suspected that she had some treachery up her sleeve. So that's on blindgossip.com, and if you read that, you'll be like, wow, okay. It makes the story a little bit more clearer and more realistic. So was Meghan keeping all that, and somebody found it and said, oh no, you didn't. And what they did is they brushed her off. But what is the third thing I wonder is, Meghan, is she smart? Incredibly smart? I think you can be incredibly smart and not be powerful enough, even though she's trying to now get herself in line, that she linked up with Prince Harry, getting herself in line to be that powerful. But I really feel like you're not ever going to be as powerful as a queen. So you're toppling over the royal family, which really, my third point is, the third things I wonder about is that how this can topple over Prince William and Kate by default. So for instance, if Meghan is successful at making the general public and also applying herself to the wealth, accumulation of wealth and power, does she then topple over the royal family by default? In other words, Prince William and Kate become so insignificant, and the glitterati of the monarchy dissipates in so many of us, because we're all going to be so interested and caught up in what history is doing right now. Are they just going to be by default fizzling out? That the British people aren't going to really, they're going to be like, yes, finally, those of you in Britain that don't care about the monarchy in the terms of that you want to see it continue as it always has been. The old ones pass away, the new ones rise up, they become the new monarchs, and it just goes on and on for 100 years. Maybe some British people, and I would imagine some, are sick and tired of the monarchy. And so is this a way to topple over by default Prince William and Kate? Not trying to, but just with Meghan's actions going so elevated and so high above the noise. She's going way higher. It's almost like she's going completely above. She is going completely above and around the queen, like she doesn't really exist. And I would feel that, again, going back to my first point, is with all the conspiracy theories about the monarchy, especially Queen Elizabeth and her mother, and even going back further, but especially about Queen Elizabeth, that she is not human. I think at one time, I'm not sure if there's any British people out there that can really chime in. I think the Queen said that she wasn't human. I think she made a statement that she wasn't human and that her people would get over that and realize that she's doing everything for the country. And so if that's real and someone's heard that, let me know. I'm so curious. But at 29 minutes, I think that we're done with Market Watch. But I think this is really going to be unbelievable in terms of the wealth and power that these two are going to yield. But on the flip side of that, you reap what you sow. And so they may reap dollar bills, but I feel like they're sowing seeds of pain. They're sowing seeds of discord. They're sowing seeds of I don't know if it's hate, but deep distrust and disloyalty. And I feel that disloyalty is far worse than just the average, I hate somebody because of this or that. I think disloyalty is what we see at the end of the day in terms of, especially in terms of Prince Harry. We know that Meghan does this. She did it with her own family. And I'm wondering, I got one more point before I close out. My final point, what I'm wondering, and my number 4 point is, had Meghan Markle had this plan all the time to put distance between her father to keep him out of the mix because she knew it was going to be a treacherous battle and she wanted to make sure that he had great distance, that she looked more like a victim, that this whole thing was an act, and kept him far away so that none of her own family would feel the ramifications of what is going to go down going forward with her own in-laws, so to speak, so that she has helped Harry be very disloyal. I think there's no way around it, and it's fed into that, or it seems like that to us at least. Does that mean that why she turned her face away from her entire family, whether they were the great ones or like her dad, or the so-so ones like her cousins or whatever? Is there a reason for that? It's starting to feel like it makes a little sense that she put distance on purpose and with stealth timing. All right, 32 minutes. Thank you so much for listening to my opinions and also checking in with the events around the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which they still have their titles, which I feel like that should be pulled. And I don't think they care, because I think that if they pull them, I think a book will be written. So I don't really think they care if they have titles or not. They've got the bag of money, folks. All right, have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining me. If you can take a second to like, comment, subscribe, I love you. All right, bye-bye. Have a great day, or in this case, it's early mornings. Have a great morning, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.